Good morning to you, Fernando. Tudo
Good morning,
bem?
Good,
Carl.
I
good
hope
How are
morning,
you?
Fernando.
we've
Good
got a
morning, Doc.
very crowded screen here. Let's just take a few things off here and make it a little bit easier to see you. How are you this morning? You feeling good?
All good, mate, and yourself?
Yeah, pretty good. Chatting with the doc here, and he's given us a little bit of insight from his medical background, practicing as a GP back in the UK some time ago. You, of course, and a fine collection of silverware behind you. You are in part of the UrHome Portugal team, a colleague of Bobby's, of course. What do you do over there at UrHome?
I'm the sales manager of UHP.
Wow. And what does that involve on a day-to-day basis?
My job is to grow up the team, lead up the team to get more sales, to get more clients, more listings, more leads, get product, and get the skills moving on.
Brilliant. And what is you're gonna see what I did here. What is the USP of UHP, Your Home Portugal? How would you say you differentiate yourselves as a company compared to let's face it, the many other real estate companies here in Portugal, and a growing number, of course.
Yeah, there's a lot real estate companies. On the last years, many companies appear on the market. It's like I said, it's like shops that sold gold a couple of years ago. That everyone was selling gold. Nowadays, everyone is working in real estate. But we are. It is. It is. But I think that we are a different company. We are specialized in real estate markets in two markets, like the prime locations in Lisbon and also on the South Banks, on the peninsula of Setúbal.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
so we deal a lot with investors, and we have lots of investments always going on, different kind of opportunities for the investors. We are, I can say that we are a consultant company, not as a normal real estate that wants to sell the house and then forget about the client. We are more or less about consulting the clients, getting to make the best deal that they can, organizing all the documents, check out the markets, do all the due diligence regarding documents of the house, everything from A to Z. It's I think that's what makes us a little bit different than the other ones.
Very excellent. Okay, Doc, I think you're gonna go off into Leiria and gird your loins for the upcoming festa over there. Thank you for being with us
Yeah.
this morning, my friend.
Ciao, ciao.
Yeah, and bye for now. There goes the Doc with his bit of Marxist dialectic as ever this morning, and we'll put the furniture around us on the screen again here, Fernando, as we have a little chat and find out more about you. So yeah, a distinction there between or a USP for UHP. You're not just in the business of finding and selling homes to people. It's a bigger package than that. So, as buying a home is one thing, and I know you can help people with that with some very beautiful homes. But it might be investment into real estate projects as well. That's what you're doing for people, as I understand it.
Yes, yes. The idea when the UHP starts, we start as a normal real estate company, but during the years that we are already on the market, we are roughly 10 years already in Portugal. During that period, we have many clients that starting to work with us, being as a client that wants to move to Portugal to live, because our market is mainly the international market. We are now embarked to another adventure, going to the Middle East, the Far East, Africa, and both North and South America, because we travel a lot, and we think that Portugal is a nice place to live. That's why we are always trying to find new investors all around the world. But our idea, firstly, in the meantime, was selling the house to the end client. And what's appeared in our mind and in Bobby's mind was this kind of clients can be also a partner for us. So our idea now is get the clients to invest in Portugal, fall in love with Portugal, and make money in Portugal.
Yeah, amazing. So yeah, that's quite the itinerary there. You obviously like a bit of global travel. What are some of your favorite countries that you go to?
Personally, I think for me, Egypt is the best country to
Really?
travel. Okay.
Right.
Okay. To make money, I will say Dubai.
Right.
Of
Yes.
course. To make money, I'll say Dubai. That's one of our biggest clients are always from there. We have many clients from Dubai, Qatar, Bahrain, all that kind of the Middle East is our main goal always. But for me personally, I'll say Egypt as
Wow.
a
Okay.
traveler.
Wonderful. And tell us then, how do you sell Portugal when you get to these places? How do these conversations begin? I mean, a lot of people would think you have a very enviable lifestyle, and I'm sure you do, going to all these wonderful places. And for some of the time, you're not going to be out and about floating in the Dead Sea or looking at the pyramids. You're actually going to be in a conference center or a hotel somewhere, a conference room, talking to people about Portugal. How does the conversation begin, and what do you tell them about Portugal?
First of all, it's not easy to travel. In the first years when I start traveling with Bobby, and Bobby always said to me, "You're going to this is very good for the first couple of months, but then you're going to be bored because our life more or less is always inside an airport or inside an airplane.
It's
It
rock and
is.
roll, really, isn't it? It's like
It's
the
it's like
lifestyle of a musician. Yeah,
yeah, it's more or less the same. And then the rest is inside the hotels and conference room. Yeah, I think it's very easy to sell. I think that we don't need to sell Portugal. Portugal sells by himself.
yeah,
What we can tell about Portugal to everyone, it's one of the third most security countries in the world. Again, voted as one of the most security countries in the world. Uh, for the New York Times, Portugal has the best savage beach in the world. It's the Rabbits Beach. It's over here in the Rábida
yeah.
on the South Bay. It was voted this year as one of the best beaches in the world. I think that is very easy to sell Portugal. You sell the sun, you sell the lifestyle. I think it's
And
easy.
are you
The
are you, are you
people.
are you surprised by anything you're learning from those people who buy Portugal, if you like, as a concept? Has anything surprised you about what their requirements are, or how they might have changed over the last few years?
For us it's very straightforward that we are a security country. We don't think about it. I think that's we Portuguese, that's we born here. For us, living in Portugal, it's normal. It's
Yeah,
and for people that coming abroad and they see the safety of the country, and they sometimes I get clients looking at the sun, breathing, clients from Beijing. Sometimes they arrive to Portugal and they start breathing, and I ask them, "What are you doing?" Say, "We are breathing because in Beijing we cannot breathe because of the pollution." And for
amazing.
me, it's very difficult to understand that because for me it's natural to breathe. You know,
Yes. Yeah, no, I'm totally with you. And these are the things we take for granted, aren't they? That other people coming to Portugal are like
yeah,
just blown away
that's
by.
what surprised me sometimes is looking what for us is granted, for many other countries is not as granted as they also wish it was.
Yeah.
So we in real estate, we work with clients from all around the world. So I tell you that we saw lots of things already.
Yeah, yeah, and then hear a lot of perspectives. Now, I was having a conversation with somebody last night about this in a funny sort of way, that's connected to the conversation we're having now, and it was about safety here in Portugal, and that we can take for granted as foreigners, but it's very dear to the people of Portugal to feel safe in the country in relation to crime. And what this person was telling me was that an amount of corruption is almost a given. A corruption among politicians, a big, big business folks seems to be, and not, it's not liked or encouraged, but it's almost accepted as part of the culture. However, when it comes to crime, and big crime, that's what upsets the people of Portugal and the population. That's what can bring a government down. That's what starts to unsettle and make Portuguese people unhappy. If this sense of safety that we're talking about is being taken for granted, is suddenly in the papers, crime figures are up. Would you agree with that analysis, that that's really what upsets Portuguese people when they get a sense that crime is growing and the country is no longer safe, and then they demand a change of government?
I think so. I think that's regarding the talking about politicians. I'll pass that to Bobby because I'm not like, yeah, I'm not a politic guy.
We'll leave that to the Doc and Bobby. Yeah, definitely.
I'm a sales guy. I understand a lot about real estate. I don't understand nothing about politics.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But picking up your words, I think it's correct. Yeah, I think that for us, like having someone on the government taking gloves for us is granted. We are used to it from
Right.
ages.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for us, safety, it's not about the politics part. It's about our kids. And
Yes.
we as how can I say, we as Portuguese, for us, family is very important.
Mm.
I think it's one of the most important things. We in Portugal we have three F's, as you said one time. It's Fado, Fatima, and football,
Yes.
and then you can put the fourth F, that is family.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this
Absolutely.
is the part.
Well, I noticed that from your LinkedIn profile, and I was finding out a bit, doing my research, finding out a bit more about you. Some people, like an American executive on LinkedIn, might have a picture of their latest trophy that they've won as a top salesman, for example. You've got your kids there on your LinkedIn profile. That's how important it is to you, and a really good
Yeah,
reflection of
always.
what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
and lifestyle. Okay, so we can extend, can't we, from the safety, family life into lifestyle? Because I understand you're a bit of an athlete, basically. You like to enjoy. Well, we've got breathing is good. You've mentioned that. Hola, bon dia. Yes, breathing is pretty good. Well said, Aviva and James. Yeah, breathing clean air has become a privilege, and we certainly have that in Portugal. You do. You like to go breathe the fresh air as an athlete and as a runner. Tell us about your hobbies, Fernando.
Yeah, I'm a little bit. You can call it as a lunatic.
Yes, I've heard this.
I'm not a professional, but then I'm amateur slide professional trail runner. Yeah.
Okay, what does that mean exactly? What do you do, and what sort of distances would you be covering?
Between 100 miles and 111 miles, like in kilometers, about between 160 to 190 kilometers
In one go?
in one go. Yeah.
Why, Fernando? Why?
I think it's for me, it's more about being with myself. It's 30 hours without phone, without listening to anyone, and only breathing and listen to your heart and think about life. I think that's, for me, it's the most important thing when I do this kind of adventures, that we can call it, and I do 3-4 times a year. I'm going to do a Brantish in the 14th of October. It's going to be 100 kilometers, uh, trying to do it in 14-15 hours.
That's
um,
amazing.
it's
So
it's it's a
ha
lifestyle.
I've got to ask you a few of the logistics about this. I take my hat off to you, my trainers and everything. I think it's amazing, this idea, and I totally get it. There must come a point when you're doing it where you go into a sort of space beyond the physical. You're in a zone, I suppose people would call it,
Yeah, you're
wouldn't
going to a pain cave.
they? Yeah, a pain cave. Tell us more.
Yeah.
Tell us more about that. What, you go beyond that, or you stay in that?
No, you have. I think that's when you do this kind of races. You have to detach your mind from your body.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay. Yeah.
that's the most important thing. You cannot think with your body. You have to think with your mind, and then you have to go on the pain cave. And the pain cave is something like, it's where your body is trying to demolish you. It's trying to get you quit. And it's about your mindset to say, "Oh, no, I'm not done yet."
Yeah.
That's the spirit.
And the body, do you get your body back on side then, effectively? And it says, okay, well, I
Yeah,
see what's happening here. We're gonna go for this together.
I think that 1 week after, the mind and the body will connect again. No, but it will take a week.
This is amazing. Okay, so you call it trail running or extreme running, and is this a big thing in Portugal?
Nowadays, yes. For the last, I think that before the COVID, many people were on the gym. Like, Portuguese was addict to the gym.
Really?
For us, the gym was very important, because
Okay.
we didn't. For us, like, being outside, as is granted, we don't live outside. We don't go to the mountains. We don't go trail running or even run on the road. And when the COVID appears and everything was completely locked down, all the gyms and everything. I live on the South Bank, so I live in Serra da Rábida. So for
Beautiful.
me, it was very like, okay, so I just opened the door and go to the mountains, and I didn't see anyone. So even my wife started running, because all people say, you cannot go out because the police or this or that or this or those. But for us, it's very
You're,
straightforward. Just open the door and go run, and it
yeah,
starts from there.
and you can run away from them if necessary into the woods.
Yeah,
Brilliant. Well, so okay, so it started from there, and it seems to be a growing popularity for this. There's 100K coming up in the branch soon. I've got
yeah,
to ask you about some of the logistics of this. So, what do you? I mean, let's go if we may. I know people might be having their breakfast, but let's go into bodily functions. You're running for 100 kilometers, which you predict might take you 14 or 15 hours to
yeah.
do. What are you doing for sustenance? For I mean, presumably you've got a water bottle. That's a fairly easy thing to do. But do you eat anything when you're running?
Yeah, you have to eat. You have to eat carbohydrates, and also put some pills of salt, because you're going to lose some salt.
Right.
Uh, Water, regarding water, normally 500 centiliters per hour, like
Oh,
one
okay.
liter of water each 2 hours.
And are
Yeah.
you eating sports bars, like munching on
Yes,
sports
yes,
bars?
in gels. But I always try to stop also to eat on the break points, because each 10 kilometers you have places to stop to fill up the
Oh, okay.
bottles and to eat.
Oh, okay. So it's like a sort of triathlon. There are stations.
Yeah,
You're not doing the whole 100 kilometers in one go. Each 10K, you've got a chance to
yeah,
eat
10,
something.
11, 12. It depends of the difficulty, if you have more slops or not.
Okay. And this is a chance to empty your body of its waste products. I'll put it that way as well,
Yeah.
is it? Okay, because I was wondering what happens whether you're just running it behind a tree when you're out on your 100K. But this is all very structured, and typically, I mean, the triathlon came to San Martinho de Porto, where I live, a couple of weekends ago, and the infrastructure they made for it was incredible. It was really Portuguese, and I think Portuguese people love to have an event, and they love to get everybody from the town involved in the event. The volunteers, the camera, everybody comes and gets involved. They kind of paved the beach. We've got a beach here, a beautiful beach, and they covered it with these boards so that I think, where people were swapping over from bikes to swimming and so on, it could all be done beautifully. It came past the end of my street, and they were putting out, the police were there to help people. Is this what goes on with the trail running as well? It's very highly organized, and you get a lot of support along the way.
Yeah, I think it's also very important for all the municipalities to have this kind of sports, you know,
Yeah.
because it moves many people. It
Yes.
moves many
Yeah.
people. So regarding like a normal trail running, because you have different kinds of distance. Sometimes it goes from the lower ones, that is going to be like 12 kilometers. Then it can go 18, 32, 50. And you have some races that have combined 5 or 6 different distances.
Yeah.
So if you run less, you go to 12K. If I run a little bit more, I go to 25K, and another one goes to 35K. And roughly is going to be more or less 500 runners per race. And if we're talking about 5 races, talk 2,500 people running. Plus, I will take my kids, I'll take my wife. So sometimes in some municipalities over here, you can go between 5 to 7,000 people that only
Yeah.
go there to the race, only for that weekend.
Amazing.
So it makes sense to give us all the communities that they can,
Yeah.
because we bring a lot of money also to them.
Yeah, quite incredible. So this is something people can watch out for. And typically, I don't know if people will know how to find out about it. So if people want to get into this or go watch it, what's the best way to find out about it, Fernando?
They can go online, just to write trail running in Portugal, and also it will give all the races. It can give races in Porto, in Algarve, in Lisbon, and everywhere in Portugal.
So
Also, you have Madeira.
trail racing or trail running is the genre. This reference here is a famous marathon runner who relieved herself publicly, I think, because she couldn't wait any longer. And I'm imagining as well, Fernando, with you, when you do get to those stops, it's a bit like being at a music festival or Glastonbury. You have to pray and hope that the queue for the toilet isn't too long. When you get when you get to the station. Okay, two of my siblings are professional athletes who live and work in the Alps, and they absolutely love what they do and the mountains. It's just making the country life sound more and more attractive, isn't it? Which I guess. Oh yeah, and wow, that's 4 times the distance of a marathon. We know, James, isn't it incredible? Which brings us full circle then to yours and Bobby's beloved South Bank, south of the river. And what a treasure that is, and what a great place that is to come and buy a property,
Thank
invest
you.
in a property development. Could you tell us more about that? And we were talking about wine earlier on. So, food, wine, culture on the South Bank. What do you love about it so much? Why did you choose to live there yourself?
I fall in love for a girl that lives here. You
Great
know,
idea. Great
I'm
idea.
original. So it was the best. Was the best
Yeah,
way to be here. You know.
definitely.
So I'm original from Lisbon, but I come here for, I think it was 5 years when the first came here to Sesimbra with my parents,
Mhm.
and then my parents fall in love with the South Bank, and also I did. And when I finished high school, I had 20 years old. I moved to live to the South Bank because for me it's very important to live the outside, and over here you can live the outside. Uh, the houses are way less expensive than in Lisbon.
Yep.
Like you get more money for the bricks. You know, capital appreciation is going to be the same, and it's also about with the kids. You know, as you said, I have two daughters. One of them is 13, the other one is 9, and I love to be here also because of them. The
Yeah.
schools are very nice. You don't need like to go to private schools because the schools are very good. They have ballet, they have kite surf, they have paddle, they have lots of outside activities, you know, that you cannot get in Lisbon. And also regarding the mindset of the parents and also of the kids, because like this weekend my house is going to be full of kids because they in school they say, this weekend is going to be in my dad's home, and that the other weekend is going to be in another dad's home, and another one
Yeah.
is going to. So it's also about that kind of life that you can have also with them, you know.
Brilliant, brilliant. Family life, perfectly possible. I'd like a few tips as well about, some of the projects that are going on. Of course, your flagship projects on the South Bank at the moment is Herdad de Mayo. Let's have a quick look at the video for it, and we'll come back if we may and talk to you about other opportunities or in Lisbon perhaps, or on the South Bank. This is flagship Herdad de Mayo, which we are delighted to share with everybody.
Thank you.
So you're a sales manager of UrHome, the people behind that development. That makes your job pretty easy, doesn't it? Selling an amazing concept like that.
Yeah, the project is amazing, you know. I think that the development that is going to rise over there, that is already under construction, Herdade do Meio, I think that is an unbelievable project, and for me it's very easy to sell.
Yes.
We have more than 35% of the project already sold. We expect to deliver the first houses in the end of 2025, so roughly 2.5, 3 years from now, and everything's going very smooth. The sales are going very good, and I think that people that know the project, and we have our showroom on the site, and people can go there and check out the maquettes and also the finishings of the house. People easily fall in love. You know, price wise is very good. It's very good. The price. We are talking about houses that has 170 living space plus 80 of garage. So we're talking about 250 square meters of house plus balconies and pool, and the plots are 350 square meters, the plots, and you're talking about house of 600,000 euros. You
And
know,
energy self-sufficiency as well with
yeah,
those. And,
yeah,
and
with
and just
all
a few minutes from the railway station, and you can be on that
it's,
bridge. I
it's
I saw you last
300
weekend.
meters from the rail.
Yeah, I saw you last weekend, and coming over to Araújo, crossing that bridge, it never fails to. I just feel fantastic driving. Like this is it. This is what I moved to Portugal for. This is one of those great high points in life. Driving across the 25 de Abril bridge. There's the I can't remember the official title, but there's Jesus welcoming you
Yeah,
to
to
Lisbon, basically.
Christ.
Cristo Rey, Cristo Rey. And you know, you can travel from Herdad de Mayo on that bridge going the other way into town, can't you? And be into the capital in what, 30 minutes?
25 minutes.
25
Like
minutes. Amazing.
Lisbon is on the mouth of the bridge. You know, you just go out of the bridge and you're in Lisbon.
Yes.
So you're talking about from Herdade do Meio until Marquês de Pombal, that is the center of Lisbon. Maybe you're talking about 17 kilometers, 18
Yes.
kilometers. I can run to there.
You can. You do that 4 times
I
before.
don't have, if I don't have gas on the car, I just go run to the office. You know.
Yes, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you did that. Anything else? Anything else to share with us this morning, Fernando, from your home and from Dynasty that's exciting that you can tell us about at the moment?
We have a couple of new projects always appearing. I think that's people that don't know, just go UrHomePortugal.pt. They can check out our properties, our developments. As I said, we are always open to new investors. The idea of our company and our concept and make people invest their money and win money. Like regarding Herdade do Meio, like I told you, we are selling now 600,000 euros each property, and we expect when the properties are finished, the capital appreciation is going to be around 40%. You know,
Wow.
so you're talking about houses that can go 850, 900,000 euros. So we have many clients, many Portuguese clients that are buying there to live in, and also many clients that are buying to flip the house on the end. So they will make the profits, you know. So the idea
Amazing.
and the concept of Your Home Portugal and Dynasty, that is one of the companies that work with us, and Bobby is also the CEO of the company. It's making that part, you know, the combination of the purchasing the house and making a good investment in Portugal. But as I always tell Bobby, people that starts to come to Portugal to invest, they will come to live. You know, so the
Yeah.
idea is
Yes.
normal
Well said.
as
Yeah.
you maybe fall in love in Portugal, and I think it's very easy to fall in love in people that don't know Portugal, that think Portugal is part of Spain, because sometimes I already heard that, you know.
No
I
one
think,
thinks that anymore, do they?
yeah, for me it's very offensive, you know. Portugal is
Yeah.
not Spain,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Portugal, Spain is Spain, you know.
Yeah.
Just check out Portugal on the map. Check out the South Banks, Setúbal Peninsula. Check out Lisbon,
Yeah,
and
well, look at these. I mean, this is wonderful. What a great job you have representing properties. Chiado, the very trendy Alcochete I see on there, Alcantara, near the
yeah,
LG factory there, Bento. What a lovely portfolio you have
we
here.
have plenty of buildings and plenty of opportunities for. We have houses from 250,000 euros to 25 million. So you cannot be called us as a luxury company, because we can give houses to everyone. You know, we have houses
Absolutely.
to all the pockets.
Absolutely. And finally, although I would like you to stay if I can keep you for a couple more minutes, because I've got
Of
2
course,
more questions for you. One of them is the Portugal quiz. But my first question is, what's it like working for Bobby O'Reilly?
it's an adventure. It is. It is. Now, Bobby is I know Bobby for maybe like 8 years already,
Yeah,
and it's a person that you easily fall in love,
yeah,
and you can get everything from him if you're straightforward with him. You know, I think
yeah.
that's one of the good things that I have with Bobby. That's I'm very honest. I'm not like I'm gray. You know, if I'm
Yes,
white or I'm black. I'm not. I cannot.
that's
I'm
right.
not a chameleon. You know, I cannot change. I don't have two sides, and I think Bobby also is like that. That's
Yes,
why we work very well together. We understand ourselves, and for us in our business, that is the construction and the sales business. For us, it's very important to be on the same page. You know, because when we have meetings, and I can go to a meeting and I will talk with someone, and I know that what I'm doing, it's what Bobby will do if was over there, and
yeah.
also for him. So we have the same language, and he's a very interesting person. He's Irish, and I love beer, and Bobby also loves beer. So we are
That's
well connected.
It's a pretty good basis for a relationship.
So our base is very good,
That's superb. Well, say hello to him from us. He's very popular in this community too. So give him a shout from us this morning.
I will.
Finally, I know you said you like beer. Do you like Portuguese jam as well? We tasted the tomato jam yesterday from Casa de Mateus. And today's Portugal quiz question is, how long have you been jamming like this? Casa de Mateus, whose tomato jam we savoured yesterday on the morning show, not to be confused with Nicolau Nassoni's designed palace in Villarreal. They've been making their much-loved and deliciously diverse compotos for many decades. Casa de Mateus sweets have been prepared with carefully selected fruits which guarantee the same quality and tradition as always, they proudly tell us on their websites. But since when have they been canning their confections? Is it 1859, 1909, 1959, or 2009? How long do you think? Do you like that brand of jam, Fernando?
Yes, I do, but I don't know how many years they are doing it. But I will tell 1909.
Okay, we'll leave that hanging there, and others can go and guess at gmpvip.com or learnaboutportugal.com. It's been great hanging out with you. I hope you'll come back sometime soon and chat to us again, Fernando.
Thank you, mate. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.
And good luck with your 100K run in Abrantes. When's that happening?
It's 14 October. It's in 2 weeks' time.
So you're in solid training mode at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on beast mode.
Not too many beers, I suspect. Okay, or jam for that matter. Take care. I love to all the UrHome Portugal team. Take care. Bye for now, mate. Ciao, ciao.
Thank
and we'll see you all tomorrow. Take care and bye for now.
Bom dia, Portugal.
In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP morning show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. The little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show with GMP.
Good morning, Portugal, and I'd like to welcome you to another fantastic day.
Hey, Gumpers.